if you want to solve a problem, the first step is that you acknowledge the problem.
What strategies do you use to build and manage teams?
Exciting, I would say, and which is scary also at the same time. AI,
Yeah.
everyone's favorite right now.
Welcome to TechFluence Season 4. Today we will have with us Rajavardhan Mishra, engineering leader at Google, a mentor to over 300 plus software engineers, and a Cornell University alumnus. With 18 years and plus of experience in building high-performing tech teams, from leading innovation at Google to shaping next generation of software engineers, he brings a wealth of knowledge and insights for aspiring tech professionals. Hi, Raja. Welcome to our TechFluence Season 4 podcast.
Thank you so much for having me here.
First, we would like to know the journey from being a student to the multiple hoops that you went through and where you are today.
Sure. I started in 2006 in a telecom company in Hyderabad. After 1 year, I realized that I want to do my master's. I want to specialize in computer science. So luckily, I got through Cornell University, which is the world's top 5 university. Spent a year there, had a lot of dreams, lot of aspirations, and due to some family problems, I had to come back. And unluckily, it was also the recession time, so I could not get a job. After coming back to India for 9 months, I was out of job. So that was a tough time. But as they say, tough times make tougher man. So I believe that made me more tougher. And I joined the same company, and I switched to Amazon, which was a good product company. Learned a lot of things there. Understood that how a big company works, how the big coding system works. After that, I joined a startup because I wanted to understand that how the end-to-end software is built, right from gathering requirements to coding to testing to deployments, and even how it makes an impact to a customer's life. So I joined a startup, learned a lot of things there, wore multiple hats. After that, I joined a mid-level startup and as a technical architect. And I brought my experience from Amazon about building the bigger systems, scalable systems, married it with the knowledge from my startup that how to build something from scratch. And I was lucky to have a big team there of 40 plus engineers in Indonesia and India. We built some amazing scalable systems. We built an ads platform. We took it from 10,000 requests per second to serving 100,000 requests per second, and then found my way to Google.
Great. Coming from your answer, and it's a very important thing that I asked, and it would help a lot of students. That 9 months, which you mentioned, that those 9 months was the period then before getting a job. How did you dealt with that month after another? Because first month goes by, जॉब नहीं है, दूसरा महीना हो गया, चौथा महीना हो गया, वो एंग्जाइटी बढ़ती रहती है. And the biggest problem with this Gen Z, now Gen Alpha and all the generations that are there, इनमें एंग्जाइटी का बहुत इशू है. They have this anxiety problem. So how did you dealt with those 9 months? Whatever you can share, please.
That's a great question, and I'll take a walk down the memory lane to answer it. Your first couple of months, like any young person, I wasted them. I was just chatting with my friends or watching some movies. After a couple of months, it hit me hard. What am I doing? I have a loan of 40, 50 lakhs on me, and what am I doing here? I and then I started preparing again, but the preparation was not going as per my plan. I was giving interviews in some companies and I was getting rejected. And then came a slump where I started feeling that maybe I'm not built for this, I'm not good for it. And in those times, you need to have a support system. That's very, very important. So, my support system was my mother, my family, my friends. From my mother, I got support that, okay, it's okay that you have 40, 50 lakhs of loan, but you will do good, you will find something. My friends started doing mock interviews with me. Let us help you, that what are the gaps, we will find it for you. So that enthusiasm came back. And yeah, and after from fourth to fifth month, I started preparing seriously again. And by God's grace, I was able to find a job after 9 months.
Great. So support system help you through that period. So students needs to build their support system either in their friends, family. Would it be in a manner you want to put it that discussing the problem with the people you trust is important in those days?
Yeah, yeah. So if you want to solve a problem, the first step is that you acknowledge the problem. You accept the reality, and it is going to be hard. You will not be able to open up to everyone. So you need to find a friend, you need to find a mentor, or maybe it could be your teacher, and open up to them. I'm sure with their rich experience, they will identify that what's the one thing that is hurting you, what's the one thing that is blocking your progress, your development.
Okay. Leading high performing teams is no small feat. What strategies do you use to build and manage teams for the tasks where you want to ask them to innovate?
Yep. When we talk about a big team which is working on some critical project, now it could be uh, I have led a team in a mid-level startup also. It was 40, 50 engineers, then in big giants also. But there are some common threads, because after all, we all are human beings. So as a manager, as a leader, you need to understand the psyche. So there are three things that I've always identified which helps a lot. One is you need to give the ownership to your engineers. If you start micromanaging them, if you start dictating each and everything. So let's say a tech lead is very good at system design and they know how to build a scalable system. But now you walk in and you just dictate that no, I don't think you should use MongoDB here. Maybe I like Cassandra more, start using Cassandra. You should not do that. You should give autonomy, you should give ownership to them. Second thing, I would say as an engineer, encourage them, give them feedback so that they can deliver more. If a person is given a software requirements doc that builds some XYZ thing, and if they do exactly that, then where's the innovation?
Correct.
So you need to give the hard feedback also sometimes. If someone is not meeting your expectations, don't be ruthless, don't be cruel, have empathy, understand where they are coming from. Maybe they don't understand the context, they don't understand the gravity of the situation. Make them understand and help them, empower them so that they can deliver more.
Great. I would say a very, very honest suggestions that you have given, and that's where we also at university would try to do the same with the students, that we give them their playing field, give them that hard feedback, which at times they don't take positively, but that's one thing that everyone should understand. Hard feedback is for your improvement,
Hard feedback is a gift, I would
is
say.
a gift. With AI, distributed systems, cloud, everything coming up, which are the tech stacks? Maybe these, maybe some else that you think of which will come in the future that excite you the most, and what are the skill set that the students should target right now? Once because right now they're in the second year, first year, third year. So what skill sets should they target looking at industry, and what tech excites you that this is something which is going to come and is exciting me, and this is something which is there which we are experimenting and it is exciting for me?
Yep, exciting, I would say, and which is scary also at the same time, AI,
Yeah.
everyone's favorite right now. And now you ask me that what tech stack or what things students should master. I would say still stick to the fundamentals. your knowledge of data structure, your knowledge of operating system, your knowledge of databases is not going anywhere. If the computer scientists today, if they wouldn't have mastered these fundamentals, they wouldn't have been able to invent artificial intelligence. It's,
Correct.
it's a core. Now, what you can do is that first of all, you can use AI to gain more knowledge about your fundamentals. Now, like recently, I was trying to learn Rust language. I was just curious. I wanted to pick up Rust now, and I had some idea also about a project. So I told AI that I want to learn Rust, and here's my background. I'm expert in Python and Java. Then, here's this idea that I want to build. Why don't you customize my lecture, my tutorial as per my project? So I learned Rust also, and I end up building a project also. And that's what I did with AI.
A great, I would say, use case here for students as well. So when they are learning, they can also use AI as their, guiding light, and ask them, how should I prepare for so and so paper or so and so stuff with this as my background, and I want to do this project. Very good way, I would say, for every student out there. This use case is something which you should relish, enjoy more, do more and more learning in this manner. That would help you a lot. Now, uh, coming to very important part, uh, you know, what are the resources, and I would say underrated resources, which you would want to share for students to look at? Maybe some books, maybe some series that you like which give you a lot of learning. So some underrated resources which you can point out for the students.
I think your first underrated resource would be the book that you are not reading. So pick any book for data structure, for OS, for DSA. But there's one particular book about coding that I loved. I think that I became a better software engineer, a better coder, and that was Clean Code book.
Clean code. Okay. By.
I don't remember the author's
Okay.
name, but it's a very famous book.
Okay.
That changed my perspective that how to build a clean system, how to build a scalable system. And the second book that I loved when I became more mature software engineer was data intensive
Did
data intensive applications book
applications. Okay.
by Robert Klapman, I think. So that book is also amazing if you want to understand the core and fundamentals of distributed system. If you want to understand that how these big giant companies are working, you would love that book.
Great.
And another underrated resource I would say is LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
So LinkedIn not just for finding job. There are many creators out there and they are posting some phenomenal material on LinkedIn. So do check out LinkedIn as well.
Great. What piece of advice you would like to give to a fresher, because having experienced that part where you graduated, then went for your post graduation, and then seen that journey which affected for a while, and then got a job and then started career, what piece of advice would you like to give to the current students who are there in the university graduating this year? What piece of advice would you want to give them, not for specific to studies, but any advice which you want to say that this would help them?
Okay. I would say there are two things that are going to bite you back in your career, even if you become a manager or a leader. And first thing is lack of fundamentals. If you don't haven't mastered your core, if you haven't mastered your data structure, your coding, building applications from scratch, if you have not mastered it, and even if you become a great leader, even if you become a big leader in any company, you wouldn't be able to understand that how software engineers are working at the ground level. You will not
Okay.
be able to connect with them, and when you do not connect with them, you wouldn't have empathy for them, and that will make you an ineffective leader.
Okay.
So that is one thing. And another thing that can bite you in your career is lack of confident communication skills. I have worked with so many amazing engineers, they were average at some point of time because they were just not able to express what they are working on. They thought that, okay, I'm good, I'm working well. Now people should come to me and identify that, okay, this is a good software engineer. But it doesn't work like that. You have to promote yourself. You have to talk to people that what great code you have built or what amazing idea you have right now.
You have to put yourself out there to be seen.
Yeah.
Great. Now let's come to the fun part of this podcast.
Sure.
Some fun questions, some tricky choices. What's tougher, solving a system design problem or mentoring a stubborn software engineer?
So solving a design problem is tougher, yes, but still it's a computer system. You can just dictate an algorithm to it, but with humans there is no algorithm that can work with everyone. You have to have empathy and customize your solution for them. You have to reach out. So debugging human is more complex than debugging a code.
Great one. And in a very, very well put out perspective. If your tech leadership journey were a book title, as you read a lot of books, what would that title be?
I'll uh, say yes, a journey of growth, grit, and enjoying what you do.
Great. Would you rather build a AI-powered e-commerce from scratch or train 1,000 engineers in a boot camp?
As I said in the first question also, that debugging human is more complex. So I would love to train and mentor 1,000 engineers, because if I develop those 1,000 amazing engineers, then they will be able to maybe build some amazing e-commerce companies, some amazing AI models there.
Great,
And
great.
that would be my multiplier effect. Yes.
Yeah, taking the harder choices, I would say. Great one. Thank you, Rajay, for being with us, giving your insights to the students at this TechFluence Season 4.